going to end my 10-year relationship because my husband is more devoted to winning against me than caring about me. The breaking point? Our couples counselor actually sided with me for once, and he walked out. For the first 3 years, Alexander was perfect. We'd stay up until 2 a.m. talking about everything. He'd surprise me with my favorite Thai food after bad days. I thought I'd found my person. Year 4, something shifted. I mentioned wanting to try a new hair salon, and he spent 30 minutes explaining why my current one was objectively better. I said I liked a podcast. He'd list 5 reasons why the host was wrong. It wasn't opinions anymore, it was war. The dishwasher incident should have been my wake-up call. I loaded it differently one night, and he unloaded everything, reloaded it his way, then made me watch while explaining optimal water flow dynamics. 47 minutes. When I tried to walk away, he said, "This is why you never learn anything." It escalated. Wrong brand of paper towels, 15-minute lecture on absorbency rates, suggested a different route. We hit traffic, and he spent the entire visit at his mom's explaining how my route would have been worse. I said I was cold. He pulled up thermostat data to prove I wasn't. At dinner parties, he'd correct my stories. Actually, that happened on a Thursday, not Friday. My best friend Riley finally asked if I was okay. I couldn't explain that my husband needed to win arguments about what day things happened. The worst part? He made me feel crazy. When I'd get upset, I was too sensitive. When I'd point out his behavior, I was attacking him. When I stopped engaging, he'd follow me room to room until I responded. 6 months ago, I convinced him to try counseling. He agreed, but only after a 2-hour discussion about which therapist. He picked Dr. Lewis based on credentials. First session, I barely got 3 sentences out before he interrupted to correct my timeline. Dr. Lewis told him to let me finish. He did, but made notes on his phone, preparing his rebuttal. Second session, homework. 1 night each where we picked an activity without input. My night, I wanted pizza and a rom-com. He spent the entire movie looking up potholes to point out. His night, documentary about architecture. I watched quietly. At the end, he quizzed me, then got frustrated when I couldn't remember specific dates. Third session, Dr. Lewis asked, "Alexander, do you notice a pattern in your need to correct your wife?" I'm not correcting her. I'm providing accurate information, even when she hasn't asked for it. Accuracy matters. I'm helping her be more informed. I watched Dr. Lewis's face. First time a professional witnessed what I'd been experiencing. Yesterday's session, Dr. Lewis asked us each to share one thing we appreciated without defending. I went first. I appreciate that Alexander is intelligent and cares about getting things right. Alexander, I appreciate that she's trying to improve herself by listening to my input. Dr. Lewis put down her pen. Alexander, that's not appreciation. That's you congratulating yourself. I'm just being honest. Alexander, when's the last time you told your wife you were wrong about something? He thought. I don't remember being wrong about anything significant. In 10 years? I'm very thorough before I make claims. Dr. Lewis leaned forward. Do you want to be right or do you want to be married? He didn't hesitate. Both. Why should I have to choose? Because your wife is drowning and you're explaining the chemistry of water. That's not fair. I'm trying to help her understand. Do you want to be right or do you want to be married? Both, he said louder. She set down her notepad. No, Alexander, you really can't. Not the way you're doing this. He stood up, grabbed his coat. Then maybe we need a better counselor. One who doesn't automatically take her side. I'm not taking sides. I'm telling you what I'm observing. Observation is subjective. I'll find someone more objective. He walked out, just left mid-session. Dr. Lewis and I sat in silence. Then she asked quietly, "How long have you been waiting for permission to leave?" I started crying. Not sad crying, relieved crying. 7 years. I've been waiting 7 years for someone to confirm I'm not crazy. You're not crazy. You're exhausted. Yesterday, while Alexander was at work, I packed just my clothes, my grandmother's necklace, my books. I left my ring on the kitchen counter with a note. "You win." When I closed the door for the last time, I stood in the hallway and took the deepest breath I'd taken in years. My phone buzzed. "Alexander, where are you? Your car is gone." I didn't respond. Another text. "We need to discuss this. You're making an impulsive decision." Then, "You're proving my point about your emotional reactions." I blocked his number. For the first time in a decade, I can finally breathe.